Okay, guys. So in order for us to talk about the most significant attacks in history, we should first look at where is the world right now, right? So if we look at where is the world right now, we will see that we live in a totally digitalized world, right? So everybody in the world has at least 2, 3, 4, 5 devices that are connected to the internet. And if something is connected to the internet, it means that it is vulnerable to an attack mostly. Now, if we just go back in time a bit, so we will do some time-space travel over here and go to the major historical moments that actually put this type of industry that we're in on the map. So the first major moment in history, the first virus, the first generation 1 attack ever recorded was in 1971, and it was called the Creeper. So the guys that voted for the Creeper are cybersecurity fanatics such as me, or they like history, right? So this was the first generation 1 attack, and let me tell you just a few words about it. I promise I won't stay too long on history, but this basically was a virus that was spreading to a network of computers called ARPANET. ARPANET is the predecessor of the internet. Basically, it's actually the forefather of the internet. That's the first and closest thing to the internet before the actual internet appeared. So basically, what this virus was doing, it was harmless. It was just coming in on your screen, and it was displaying this particular message that you see here. I'm the Creeper, catch me if you can. Now, since in cybersecurity, whenever we're talking about this polarity between cybersecurity and cybercrime, it's basically first there was a cybercrime and then a cybersecurity measure. And this has happened throughout history. This is how cyber criminals evolved, and this is how cybersecurity evolved. So it's exactly like with commerce, right? Competition is the mother of evolution, right? So what happened next? Well, in 1972, the Reaper has appeared, and the Reaper had the sole mission of finding the Creeper and killing it and deleting the local files of the Creeper. Now, this was super funny because it was basically a cat and mouse game. And if we look at this, this is the first generation attack, and this is the first ever recorded antivirus in the world. Now, let's go and see a second generation attack. Let's move in 1988. Well, in 1988, if you look at this particular image right over here on the screen, and I don't know where I am on the screen, it might be in this side or this side. If you look at this, this is how the internet was back then. It was like a very safe village. Picket fences, nobody was closing their doors, nobody needed security, right? It was basically what, 60,000 computers worldwide or something like that. Now, in November 2nd, 1988, what happened? The first internet worm appeared. And if you like this little fellow over here, being very arrogant over here, this is the Morris worm. Of course, this is not the graphical representation of the worm. This is just a worm I found and put in the presentation. But basically what happened? So on the 2nd of November, everybody was sleeping very nice. Usually computers were used in major institutions. It was not like we had computers at home in that day and age. I was not even born in that year. So basically in 1988, on the 3rd of November, all of a sudden, all institutions' computers and everybody could not use their computers anymore. They were flooded, and this particular Morris worm was actually taking up the resources of the computer. And I believe that some of you guys know how many resources were in computers back in that day. Just few. So this particular worm was just hogging all the resources. Now, it's a funny story. This guy, Morris, he was a student in computer science. His father was a big shot in NASA, if I'm not mistaken. And what he did, he was very smart. He went to another college, not his own. I believe he went to MIT and deployed the virus through the MIT network. And he actually wanted this virus to replicate just in 20% of the cases or so, but the virus actually spread it even more. And this caused, I believe, between 10 and $100 million in recovery. Of course, he was found, he was trialed, he got some community service, a big fine, and just a little bit of jail time. Further down the line, Morris actually became an MIT teacher, and he was known as the first white hat hacker in history because he basically exposed that, hey guys, with this type of an internet structure, with your nice houses, doors unlocked and picket fences, and nobody could actually, everybody could actually do something to you, somebody will do something to you. So basically his attempt was a wake-up call to everybody.